Megan.
I clicked the button. Hi guys, I am here and I am joined with like the coolest people on the entire planet. So this is a fun way to spend my night. I'm here with Becky and Joe and Danielle and Brianna, and we are going to talk ambassadors, everything, all about the ambassadors all night long. We are so excited. Hang out with us, join, tell us that you're here, and we'll be right back. You don't want to miss this. Hi guys. Oh my goodness. Happy Tuesday. I had to think about that one for a second. Happy Tuesday night. Just the beginning of the week. I just, they all the days just blend together now sometimes. I am here with just the coolest people on the planet, and I just get to hang out with these guys all night. I am so excited. We're gonna go around, and how about you tell us who you are, tell us where you're from, what you do, and yeah, just tell us who you are. Becky, go ahead and take it away.
Hey everybody, I am Becky Schnekser. I'm a K-5 science educator in Virginia, and I am a member of the Teach Better team. I get to work with the Speakers Network and the entire team doing amazing things for the world of education.
Joe, take it away.
Joe Gonzalez. I'm a 6th grade English language arts and social studies teacher from Charleston, West Virginia. And I am an ambassador, and I would not say blogger yet, but I'm working on writing a blog. So I don't think that necessarily qualifies as a blogger, but I'm getting ready to go get down that track.
Awesome. That'll happen soon. That'll happen real soon. Danielle, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Danielle Ramirez. I am a chemistry teacher for about 15 years now. I am an ambassador, one of the first, so really excited to be here today, kind of explain about that stuff. My passion right now is learning how to Google script code everything, so kind of like runs on its own. So not that I'm a good blogger, but I'm definitely a good coder, so hook me up if you need to.
That is awesome. I'm gonna talk to you about that one because that sounds awesome and something like I need to do more of. Brianna, go ahead.
All right, I am Brianna Shaner, and I am a 5th grade math and science teacher from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am also an ambassador.
Awesome. And I am Meghan Deegan. In case you don't know me, I am one of the ambassador program coordinators for the Teach Better team. I'm also a 7th grade math teacher in Illinois. We are here to talk ambassadors, and we are here because the ambassador applications are opening soon. It's so exciting. I feel like we just dropped this bomb, but it's really been almost a month now. And it's so exciting. I feel like every time we have a 12-hour live, something about the ambassadors happens. And so now we just, next time we're just going to need another 12-hour live to talk about more about the ambassadors. I'm sure Ray will be so happy about that one. We've got Nikki here. We've got Carrie here, Caitlin here. Some people joining us on Facebook. We've got Jackie here. Everybody's joining us. If you're here and you're watching, say hi to us. Tell us what you're doing on your Tuesday night other than spending your night with us. So thanks. Woohoo! Mike's here. Kylie's here. It's going to be fun. So yeah, really, guys, we are just decided to come live because going live is so much fun and I love it. And I haven't been live for a while. I get the chance then to go live with all of you guys, which is sign me up. When I got to find out, I was like, yep, I'll do it. I get to hang out with these people. So excited. But seriously, that is one of my favorite parts of the ambassador program is it's one big family. I mean, the Teach Better family is, one big family, but the ambassador program has really become a family, and it's so much fun just to get to hang out and talk. Right before we went live, we were kind of talking a little bit about school days and stuff. And although we all teach different grade levels and we're, have different roles in education, it is, it's nice to just be able to have those conversations and kind of see what everybody's doing and the different things that are going on. Cause that's, sometimes I just need some different perspectives and different ideas. If you guys could sum up the ambassador program and like, I'm not even gonna make you do it in a sentence, but if you could sum it up, I was gonna say a word and I was like, that's too hard. So is a sentence. I feel like it's too awesome for a sentence. If you guys could sum it up and kind of talk about your experience, what would you say? What would you want people to know? Anybody want to go first? I put you on the spot on that one. By the way, they did not know any of these questions are coming. So
I'd say it's a melting pot of problems and solutions. Multiple times do we get, hey, I'm having this problem or whatever, and 3-4 people bounce back with different solutions. And I think it's like Chad's mantra of, the answer to our problems are somewhere else in that classroom. And that's we all can look. There's 4 other classrooms I'm looking at right now that could tell me something that might help me. So
I love that. I think that was like the perfect description of like a melting pot. It's so true. It's as ambassadors, like we all have things going on in our classroom, especially this year. We all have very different things happening, and it's, hey, I've got this problem, or, this isn't working. And there are so many different ideas that you're going to find one that works for you, and you're going to get the support to kind of work through that problem no matter what. So I love that description. That was perfect.
Yeah, I would say that the ambassador program is like our teacher family away from our school. We celebrate together, whether it's birthdays or babies or exciting things. And we also, go through hardships together. And even though I've only met maybe 2 of the ambassadors at one time, like in person, they have become my go-to people when I am struggling. Now, I work with phenomenal people, but sometimes it's so nice to have just a different group to go to outside of the whole perspective of here's what's going on in my life. Can I get any support from you guys? And everyone is so helpful and so willing to support.
I love that. And it is, you need sometimes that, I agree, that teacher family kind of outside your building, because sometimes it just, I think, brings a totally different perspective. And I need that so many times. I'm like, this is what's happening, and I'm seeing it almost in a tunnel vision of, because I deal, I'm dealing with it every day. And so that outside perspective and having that support. And like you said, even this, like being able to celebrate together, everything is just, it's incredible. It's awesome. I agree with Jackie. Family is everything. Oh, Jackie, I feel so, I will say, and I've said this a million times, and I will say it again, I feel so lucky and so blessed to be one of the ambassador program coordinators. I know Andrea feels the same way. We had no idea in planning this that it was going to turn out the way that it has. So we feel so lucky. We have like the most amazing ambassadors. They're just the best ever.
I feel the same way, just like what Joe and Megan and Brianna are saying. For me, it never really reached that like teacher burnout until these past few years. And it was back in March that I was like, oh my goodness, I got kicked out of my classroom and I don't know if I'll ever see it again. And so it hurt, because that's where I spend most of my time, my passion, my love. So the fact that the ambassador program came, and I felt that it was the love. It was the people that know what I'm about, what I want to be about, without having to spend the whole book and reading like a whole chapter to somebody about what my purpose is. So the fact that you understand where I'm coming from and where I want to go, and that the PLN, like, I've never been a Twitter fan, but now I can't get off that thing. Like, I love the fact that everybody, provides stuff. And again, like, all the T-Spreader family has been just a blessing in disguise that I never thought I would come across, but never going to leave you guys ever. Like, this is my clan now. Like, we're going to stick together and pursue. So I could keep talking more, but keep going. Like, what's the next question?
No, you're good. You're stuck with us, but you're all stuck with us, by the way. I don't know if I think that was in the fine print of the application that you were stuck with us forever. So,
well, and to be honest, I don't really know if we knew what we were signing up for when we signed up for it. It was so like, do you want to be an ambassador? And that was like the only information that we got. And we're all just like, yeah, pick me, pick me.
That is so true. And I agree with Nikki. Blessed really is like the perfect word to sum it up. Like, it you know, on your good days, on your bad days, it's the perfect family. And we're, you know, blessed to just have so many people to lean on that are just full of support. It's true. Twitter is so addictive. I will just sit and scroll and scroll and scroll. But there's just so many good ideas and so many connections. And yeah, it's awesome. Oh, the ambassador program coordinator is now here. Now we can officially start, guys. She's here. I'm sure baby Luke is here too. Yeah, no, I love hearing that. I would actually love to hear, I'm going to put Becky on the spot. I promise it's easy. Just, I feel like from a team and like outside perspective, like what are your like kind of feelings and views like of this ambassador program? I'm going to say program, although we're just going to start calling it the ambassador family.
Yeah, that's really a great question. The last question, my answer to my experience with the ambassador program, the family is, I would sum it up as jealous. I'm not an official ambassador, but I get to peek in because I'm on the family, or I'm in the family and the Teach Better team, and it's amazing. So looking in from the outside, I'm like, oh, pick me. Like, I want to do that. And so it's amazing to see this group of amazing people come together and form another family. Like, I feel like Teach Better family is this big thing. And then we got this little awesome group of ambassadors. And we have this other awesome group of, you know, different little pods within our family. And so it's amazing to see that family come together from the outside, and I'm jealous. And I remember the day that ambassador applications launched and I was not by a computer. I had my phone and I was like on the road and I'm like, no, it launched now. Oh my gosh. And like, I'm messaging Ray and Jeff and I'm like, okay, I want to apply, but like, I'm not going to be to my computer until such and such time. And they were like, girl, you better hurry up. And guess what? It closed before I got to my computer. So I'm jealous on so many levels, but it's just an amazing opportunity. And I've loved seeing you guys come together. You are like a part of the ambassador family. You're just an honorary member. It's, you know, and it's so much fun too. We have so many, obviously the Teach Better team is growing, the Teach Better family is growing. And, you know, the ambassador family is like, you know, just a part of that Teach Better family, and it's continuing to grow. And it's just, yeah, it's so cool to see kind of all the pieces also like connect and have the ambassadors, you know, be able to be a part of the different parts of the team. And I think that that's been really cool. And just to see how many, I'm going to touch on a couple of things. Like, you know, Brianna had said it was, you know, I'm gonna get my words together. Really just kind of connecting those pieces and how many of us don't know each other. And, you know, like we've never met in person, yet it feels like I have just known all of the ambassadors forever. And it feels like, you know, we've been friends and we've met in person, but we haven't. And I just think like it's so cool to see all those connections and see, you know, we've seen our ambassadors go live so many times now. And we've seen them, you know, like help people in the Teach Better Facebook group and, you know, be able to like work with people and offer suggestions and stuff. And I just love seeing all of our ambassadors kind of like take on those roles and, you know, be helpful and go live. And I just love it. It's awesome because they just have their amazing voices and they have so much to share. And so I just love seeing that all the time and love seeing that more and more too. I also kind of want to go back to like what Brianna said, because this is going to lead me into kind of the next part. I don't think it's, you know, I think she said it perfectly that you guys didn't maybe know what you were signing up for, but you were like, yes, sign me up, I'm in. And so I love that because you were just like Teach Better ambassador. Yes. I don't know everything, but yes, sign me up. So that was literally amazing. But what made you want to be a Teach Better ambassador? Because truly, there wasn't a lot, being that you guys were our first group, there wasn't a lot of information, and you didn't kind of have, like our new group will be able to kind of look at you guys and see what the ambassadors do and see, you know, they've heard about the program, but you guys
yours just jumped in head first. So what was it that made you want to apply?
This one I have for sure. So going back to the story of like March, I was research everything, and so I came across an email from the one and only Chad, and so I was like, well, what's this? I followed it and I joined the daily drop-ins, and their sessions like, oh my gosh, I'm hooked. These people know what they're doing, and it's early March, it's like the second week. Okay, I'm following everything, and so I was like, okay, I like this. Is what's going on. And then over the summer, I joined the live workshops. And again, it was that weird thing of being like on the Zoom calls, but you're still workshopping. And I loved how they took time to walk us through the grid, help us figure it out, able to ask the questions. It was like, yeah, I'm sold. And the way I tell people is my chemistry is my ice cream. Like, I love my ice cream. I want to have it every day. But when I came to this group and did all these workshops, you put the sprinkles. And then when I heard the ambassador was like, that just might be the cherry. That just might be the cherry on top. Like, I think I'm going to have to go for it. And I love the fact that it wasn't really known. It was like, well, I think this group of teachers, we can mold it to what we want it to be. And we have, and it's been amazing. I want ice cream now. Like,
I love it. We're the cherry on top. That's like the best. That's just going to be the ambassador program. We're just the cherry on top of everything. It's great.
Good job. I would say when I first found out about Teach Better, the whole idea and just diving into whatever they had available was life-changing in the form of me wanting to stay with education and continue teaching. And so I would say after the Teach Better conference, which for me was just a whole weekend of, okay, what else do you need from me? Like, I grew so much from that weekend that after that, I was like, well, anything else you need from me, just let me know. And so it's just this eagerness of, I learned so much when I put myself in more of a servant position of, help me, help you. And I continue to learn. And I feel like that's totally what the ambassador program has done for me, is it's allowed me to put my hands out to be like, okay, what else do you need? Like, I'm here to serve because I gain more when I am helping. So.
I love that. I think and first of all, super jealous because I missed the Teach Better conference because I was sick. So jealous. I will eventually get over that. But not yet. But no, I think that, yeah, it could not be more true. And I think that sometimes I was used to be like super afraid to kind of like take that step and be like, all right, let me get more involved, or, what else do you need? Or, what can I do? But I think you have said it perfectly. Like, truly, that's when I learn the most and grow the most too, because that's, Andrea's making fun of me and telling me that I was very upset that I missed it. But yeah, that's really when I learn the most too, is kind of just throwing myself into things and becoming more involved. That's, again, when I see the most growth. So what made you apply?
I think for me, I just wanted to just keep getting involved. I think coming off that like high of Teach Better 19 and then just rolling, that kind of got me through the last half, 2020 and then into the summer. I was just like, how do I get more involved? How do I get more involved? How do I get more involved? I started connecting with more members of the team and meeting people and becoming more interactive. And I was like, okay, what can I do? And so I took it. And like you said, it took me to somewhere I didn't know where I was going. But now after 6 months, I realized, okay, now I've gotten to hear where I want to go from there. So.
That's awesome. I think I'm going to use the analogy. We were, we had built the program, but in a lot of aspects, and we were building the car as we were driving it. Just in terms of, especially when we launched, we had plans to launch the program in April, and then COVID hit. And so we pumped the brakes completely. And then I remembered, we were having a conversation. It was like, all right, let's do this. And it was truly, again, we had it built. We had all our the foundation to it, but it wasn't until we really welcomed in you guys as our ambassadors that it started to grow, and we were kind of continued to build what it is now. And we could not have done that without you, and couldn't have done that until, you know, we had you guys as a group. Carly's here, another one of our ambassadors. Oh, we're so thankful for you too. Andrea's still making fun of me. She was having a baby. Okay, that is, or she had a baby. That is very fair, but I was also sick. But yeah, no, that was, I love it. Becky, what made you want to apply? Also, so sad that you didn't, but like also you're a team member. And so like you're an honorary ambassador. So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, very similar to what everyone else was saying. I was at Teach Better 19, and it was amazing to me. I felt like I was walking into like Celebrity Dome, and you're like, oh my gosh, all these people that I know online and I'm meeting in person. And ever since then, it was just, what can I do to be more involved? What opportunities are there? And then when the ambassador opportunity came up, I was like, yes, not home right now. So it was just one of those, I knew that it was going to be amazing, and I knew it was going to be something great, although no one knew what it was going to turn out, you know, like we didn't know, but I just knew. I knew it was going to be amazing, and I wanted to be a part of that. I love hearing other people's experiences. I love sharing advice when I can, like not very often, but I like to listen. I like to talk to people and connect and bounce ideas off of others. So I wanted to be a part of that. So now I just like peek in from the outside.
That's awesome. No, it's really, again, it's even, and I'll say it this way too, even if we had like this is exactly what it's going to look like, it would have changed, because we never in a million years could have imagined what it ended up being and what it is now. Like that, we could have never planned that. That truly came together because of the like amazing group of people that we have as ambassadors. Truly, like it's been more than we could have ever imagined. Bree is here with us. Hey, Bree. By the way, Bree is hosting Mastery Chat this week, so everybody should join and tune in. A little shout out there. It really was. Everybody had very blind faith in us. I am so thankful that they did. Incredibly thankful. But yes, truly, it's been incredible. Like I can't. Again, it's hard to put in words how awesome it has been. And Carly met Becky at all of you went to Teach Better 19.
So small world, I actually was the person who got to introduce both Becky and Carly when they did their presentation. So, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Small world, that's awesome. Okay, all these Teach Better 19 people, you're killing me.
That just means Teach Better 2021, right? 2021 is going to be awesome.
Yes.
It's going to be a family reunion, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Yes, I am so excited about it. Woohoo, Bree. I also want to go back to a question that we had earlier, and I think it's a really good question in what does it take to be an ambassador? And I feel like there's kind of two routes to it. There's, you know, what do you maybe need to fill out the application? And then what does being an ambassador actually involve? I don't know if you guys remember anything about the application. If not, I can take this one if you want.
No, except for like you, I was at work and my video, there was the worst internet possible. And the video took probably 45 minutes to upload. And I was almost in Becky's shoes. Becky might've got my spot. I don't know. It finally uploaded. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I got in my car and I was leaving. I'm like, oh, wow, glad I did that. It was like 4 o'clock. And I was like, it closed. I didn't realize that it actually closed at a certain time. So I forgot that.
Well, this time around, I will say they're going to be open for 3 weeks. So they open on February 8th and they do not close until February 27th. So we're going to leave them open for 3 weeks. That way there is no bad internet, not at home. I know. I feel it's, so they're going to stay open for 3 weeks now. That way you have the time. So I'll talk like application wise. So in terms of the application, it's pretty much to be an ambassador, you're involved with the Teach Better team in some aspect. So maybe that's you are following them on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, because I know not everybody has every social media. Maybe you're participating in mastery chats. Maybe you are participating in live like this one right now. or any live that the team does. It could even be the brain break on Wednesdays, although, if you really want to hang out with Dave and Jeff, that's fine. And then have you participated in some sort of like Teach Better sponsored event? And obviously right now that's all pretty much online. Could be in person though, because there are some, PDs that might be going on. But that can be anything that is Teach Better sponsored. So it could be maybe you've taken a class, maybe you are a part of Mastermind, maybe you are lots of different options there. Have you subscribed to the Teach Better Talk podcast that literally has so many amazing episodes of so many educators and even non-educators? If you haven't subscribed to that, go take a listen because they're awesome. And then really just telling us why you want to be an ambassador. So that is where the video comes in. You do have to record a video and tell us why it is that you want to be an ambassador, which truly probably not too difficult. Take some time, think about it. But honestly, just in all the videos that we saw last year, I remember the videos were probably my favorite parts because there was just, I don't know, there was just so much excitement and so much just authenticity in the video. It was so much better than just like reading what people, just like having you guys write it and read it. And I agree with Brie, like be yourself. It's the less perfect it is, the better. I mean, guys, we go live and we're not perfect. It's, we just love being together and we have a lot of fun when we're together. We love the Teach Better team. We love just, the Teach Better mindset. And so I think, again, the less perfect it is, the better, because that's what we want to see. We want to see the real you. We want to see, why do you want to be an ambassador and why does that mean something to you? Nikki says she must have done 25 attempts at the video. Oh, Nikki, we could not have loved your videos more. And you don't have to do 25 attempts. They don't have to be perfect. If you are, a part of the ambassadors already, you would know that when Andrea and I go live, 90% of the time it is very authentic and we make mistakes. Andrea gets lettuce in her teeth. It's a really good time. Then I don't tell her. So it is just so much fun. And I did not mean to burn Dave just as he joined in. I really thought that I hadn't seen him and Jeff yet. I thought I was like in the clear for that one, but right as he came on, it's fine. Yeah. And if you aren't super involved yet, like that's okay. You don't have to be like, I participate in Mastery Chat every single week. And I do, it doesn't have to be everything all the time. Find the parts that find the parts that you love. If you love Mastery Chat and that's your thing, awesome. If you, follow the Teach Better team on Instagram and you, just learn so much from like the stories and everything, that is also awesome. If you just love watching the lives, that's awesome too. You don't have to be involved in everything and overly involved in order to be an ambassador. It's kind of very much make the ambassador program work for you, because that's what makes it great, is what you bring to the table and not what like everybody fits in the same kind of cookie cutter position. Which also brings me to, I want to mention that you do not have to be an educator. Like you don't have to be a teacher in the classroom to be an ambassador. We have so many different like perspectives in education. We do have teachers. We have teachers all the way from kindergarten through high school and probably professors. We have, we have administration. We have a behavioral specialist. I can't talk anymore. Somebody. But yeah, we just have the span. So you do not have to be a teacher in order to apply to be an ambassador. Did I miss anything?
No.
You got it all.
Anything to add? What else, aside from application-wise, then, like, what else maybe do you guys think it might take? Do you have anything to add to be an ambassador?
I think it's a combination of give back and pay it forward. you can connect with the Facebook group. I don't even know how many people we have on there, but that's a wealth of knowledge there. But, put whatever tidbits of it. And, my mind's going to escape me, but the people were sharing the grids to that. What's the site?
Educational Blueprint.
Yeah. So there was another that I didn't even know about that site. And I was like, why are there more sites like this? And I at least contributed one. I was like, hopefully it helps somebody. And then that, giving back to the helping people out, because so many people helped me. And I mean, I know somebody that literally like sat down with me and helped me write the grid and go through the whole grid method, and like gave me my own personal, just because I asked about it. And I'm sure they'd be glad to do it again, but it was just taking that time right there meant the world to me. And so now that's my goal. I hate to admit, I did not start the grid this year. I was probably still terrified of it and not ready. And this actually was not, if you ask me, was done that year not to start it, because I'm the e-learning teacher for my building. So, or at least for my grades. So I don't see any of my kids except for remote. So I don't think it would be, in my personal opinion. So anyway, I'm just building up for, okay, what can I start next year? And, so that's what I would say is the easiest way to describe it. So.
Yeah. And I would say with the ambassador program, you get out of it what you put into it. There will be times in your teaching year that you may not necessarily be able to check your Voxer messages every day. But when you do get that moment to sit down and put in the time to help support those around you and to ask those questions that you need, there are people there that are always willing to help. Yeah. And hey, Joe, just a heads up, it's never too late to start the grid. I promise you. Just do it. You can do it. I bet you can.
You totally can. Hey, I started the first 2 years I did it. I started in March. I did March to June with grid. And because I was terrified and I was like, but I started March to June, and then it wasn't until my third year I was like, nope, this is happening. So it is never too late to start, just saying.
And I did mine right after I got off of maternity leave the last semester. So if I promise you, you can do it.
The beauty I love about, okay.
Now it looks like I have to do it now.
Yes. Oh my goodness, the grid method has changed my mindset so much, because my biggest fear was grading and parents. Two things I never wanted to ever look at again, but it was like, that's part of my job. So with the grid method, this is the first year that I've had kids come to me like, Miss Ramirez, are you going to grade level K? Because I want to know my feedback on that. Like, are you going to grade this yet? Because we need to know if we're doing it level 4, if we're ready to move on to level 5. I was like, what? This is so cool. So I don't get any complaints ever about how they don't know what they're grading, or they don't know what they're supposed to be on. I mean, there are still some kids that will never make it past level 2 because they've got other issues in their life, but I no longer have the stress of feeling that I'm not doing my job or I'm not getting to every single student. So the communication, just that alone, is so wonderful. But like, to piggyback off you guys, because I had the ambassador group, it was that much easier. Because I could say like, okay, this wasn't working, what could we do? Or just like following all the, like we have the Voxer group, which I feel like is my little personal cohort. And then we have, the Twitter accounts that if you can't find something within our ambassador group, they are quick to send you another feed going, oh, check this person out. So this is only a small handle of the books that I have read this season. So again, just to those who want to follow the mantra of, you're doing the best that you can today, knowing that tomorrow you can be better. You're in the right crowd. And again, I can't wait to see the next group and see how we can grow with this.
It's going to be exciting. And Brad asked a really good question that I feel like I need to answer from this. What have you learned from the first round of ambassadors that's shaping your vision moving forward? And I'm going to preface this with, it's not that I did not know how incredible each ambassador was, but I think that I have learned so much from the ambassadors, and our whole idea behind this was really just to give teachers, give educators, give administrators, really just give them a platform and let their voice be heard. And I think that as we've kind of progressed and we've been, we've had more lives, we've brought more ambassadors in, we've, whether it was the daily drop-ins or maybe every once in a while on a brain break or, during the 12-hour live, we have learned so much from each ambassador and what they have to share and what they have to, what we can learn from them. I think that is just something we are really focusing on in 2021, amplifying. We really just want to amplify the voices more and get them more involved because they just have so much to share. And so we're so excited to just continue to kind of have your voices be heard, but also keep learning from you and keep giving you the platform to, reach more people and share out, more about what you're passionate about and what you do so well every day. Yes, we did. We really just wanted to spread that teach better mindset even more. And, we got that. We definitely did. But we also ended up with a family and a family that we love and is stuck with us forever. There's no leaving. But yeah, we really just want to spotlight our ambassadors. Like we just love cheering you guys on and celebrating everything that you do. And so anytime we get the chance to do that more is a huge win for us. So that's definitely something that we are moving forward with and that's only going to make the world of education 10 times better because there are so many classrooms that can be shared or, so many ideas and perspectives that can be shared that I'm sure have the answer to something that someone is struggling with out there. Somebody's struggling with it and you guys all have the answer somewhere. Somebody does. Maybe Becky, do you have any questions for our ambassadors?
Maybe. I'm like, as we're talking, I'm like, I want to be an ambassador. Where's my shirt? So within the ambassador family, we've talked a lot about how much it's provided to you and how much you guys have grown as a family. What is one of the most memorable things that's happened in the last 6 months in your life as an ambassador so far, your journey, your family creation? What's one of the most exciting or memorable things that has happened to you as a result of being an ambassador?
I like that one.
Deep one, Becky. That one's hard.
I'm sorry. I can tell stories while you guys think.
I would just say the whole, this summer, I'll be honest, after remote teaching, we all were in the spring, being so burnt out, but the whole ambassador family, I can't necessarily pinpoint one thing, but when you become an ambassador, you have some challenges or things we hold each other accountable in order to continue with throughout our professional development but the fun professional development, not the stuff your school makes you do. And going live on one of the daily drop-ins, getting the chance to talk with Hans and Brad and all of these people and feeling oh my goodness, I actually have something that I could say that people might want to hear. I have this quote above my fridge that's been up there this whole year that said, "Great things never come from comfort zones." And this group, 150,000% is the people that they're pushing me outside of that box of my comfort. So I know you said a specific thing, and I don't know if I can necessarily pinpoint one moment. I would say the whole summer continuing my growth.
I love that. And it sounds like you've been empowered and you've realized that you have so much to share. And I think that's one thing that educators in general tend to be I'm just an educator. I'm just a teacher. I don't really have much to share. That's just what I do. But oh my gosh, you do. And I love that being an ambassador has empowered you as an educator to understand that, yes, you do have so much to share. We all have so much to learn, but oh my gosh, we have so much to share. So I love that you got that from the ambassador family.
I'd have to say that's you just said it was I'm just a teacher. And this is where I'm gonna try to hold it in because I was listening to the podcast when I was driving and it was Tracy Brown and she was going on the whole idea of why do we feel so ashamed of our job? And it hit me. I'm like, here I am. Like, I do the best I can. I try to put kids through. I'm like, I hope that I get 2 kids to become a scientist, and the rest just don't put bleach in your cabinets. So, but she came up with this concept like, be proud of what you are because you're a leader. There's so much that you do that no one else can. And I tried telling some students, I want you to consider a hole in the wall restaurant, a place that you've been that you absolutely love. And I want you to start thinking about how many people it takes to get you your plate of food. You can go ahead and stop because it's all me. The minute you walk in the door, I am it. I do everything. So now this year, besides the grid method, I have joined in with the idea of having student jobs. Oh, I love it. But going back to like why the ambassador is giving me that strength because I know there's a team behind me and I know if something they need, I can step up and help them too. And then it just went the 12-hour lives. Like, I can't wait for the next one. Like, I love them so much. And like the green hearts. And then it was Tracy Brown that became like the butterflies. And it's been that moment where like, there's been several moments where you get to celebrate with a group about all the better things that have happened. So yeah, but yeah, so there's not just one thing, but if I could break it down, it was that one thing of I am a teacher and fine, damn it, I am proud. And I'm really happy to be with a group that I don't have to explain it to them. They get it.
I love that. Again, the strength. That's great. That's like educator power. What? So that's fantastic. And Joe has to follow both of you guys. So Joe, you're in the hot seat.
Mine would be comfort zones. I would probably say one of my least favorite pastimes is to read. And I'd be like Danielle, I'd have every book in the world and I'd buy all these educators books and I'd read probably half of them and, it's just hard for me to read. That's all. And so anyway, I said this year, I'm not going to read any books, and all these great books were coming out. And Dave Schmidt's book came out of Making Assessment Matter. And I kept seeing it. And so he had an Amazon flash sale or something. And I think it was like 12. I was like, boom, $12. I said, I'll buy it and I'll read it. And after reading it, yep, there it is. I told him I have to do a plug on Amazon or wherever. I'll have to get on one of these days and do a plug for it. But that to me was the missing puzzle piece for the grid. When I figured out the assessment piece, and I read that because I got all the information ahead of time of how to run the grid, how to work the grid. This is how it operates. And then assessment, there were just more questions that I had. And as soon as I read that book, I started like, oh, okay. Now I start to see and changing that even starts changing my mind a little bit. So pushing my comfort zone, trying to get me a step closer to start the grid. I will tell anybody, if anybody's interested in standards-based grading or any of that philosophy, read a book. It's not a like read this and do this, but it's just start thinking about it. So that's my moment.
That's awesome. I love that comfort zone piece. And I was like, I think he's going to talk about being pushed and everything, because you were talking earlier, right? We were friendly peer pressuring you to start the grid at any time. It's okay. And I love that. I could see the love in this group when, in that moment when you were saying, I don't think it's the time. And then we had 3 ambassadors plus some in the comments saying, no, but you can. Yes, you can. You can totally do this. And I think if from the outside, I'm going to circle back around to that question you asked me before. From an outsider looking in, what is the ambassador program? What does the ambassador family look like? And I think right there, that encouragement, that team, your support if you need it, your cheering squad if you need it. They ask you questions if someone else needs support from you. I think that's what the ambassador family is all about. Everyone committed to being better and serving that word better in whatever way they need, whether it's asking questions, providing advice, just lending an ear, or are pushing you out of that comfort zone and to try something new or to try something that you want to, but something's holding you back. So that's awesome, Joe.
That is, I loved hearing all of that. I think that like for me, that is like those 3 comments, like that, those are my moments. Like just knowing that like there's a program that created this family and people have been pushed out of their comfort zones and feeling empowered, and they're a leader, they're not just a teacher. Like that is just incredible to hear. And like, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? That's awesome. It is so awesome, and it's so exciting. And I cannot believe that we are I know we just announced this less than a month ago, but I cannot believe that we are like a week and a half away from applications opening again for our second round of ambassadors. It seems crazy. It's going to be a whole new mix too, because it's going to be a new learning curve of, all right, we've had one group, we've never brought another group in before. So it's going to be so much fun. We get to grow the family. I'm so excited. You guys are so excited. You guys just told us how incredible this program is. I feel like if you could, I've got one more for you. I promise. I don't think this is going to be difficult. If let's say there's people listening and watching and they're maybe on the fence about applying. What is something that you would say to that person that might be on the fence? Maybe they don't feel like they'd be a good fit. Maybe they feel like they aren't involved enough. Maybe they're just not really sure. What would you say?
I would say that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I would also say that there's people all over the spectrum when it comes to in our family right now. And there's people who are super involved. There's people who, maybe are not as involved as they had been. There's people who know a lot of stuff about standards-based grading, and there's people that don't know anything about standards-based grading. Like that is what makes us unique, and that's what makes us who we are as our family. And so I would say you never know if you would be a good fit until you try. And what's the worst that could happen? You don't get in, or you get in and it changes your life. So
I'd go in with the mindset that you may not think you're important or you have anything to say or your voice, but it sometimes takes somebody else to say it to make sense to you. You could look at, there's Ray, there's Jeff, Chad, they all preach the same thing, but they say it in different ways. So you could pick one of those. And Livia taught me that. Livia is another ambassador. She said, sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody else in some other way, and that'll wake you up. So that's where I look at it. Apply, try it. Maybe your message is saying it just a little bit different, and I understand it better than somebody else does.
Yeah, like I'm more the opposite. Don't apply. But because I work with high school kids, so I'm like, I don't want you. If you don't apply, I don't want you. But I think what you're trying to say, Meg, is more of the important like that. What if the insecurities? And I'm gonna go back to the why. You always have to go back, and again, this comes from like Liv and Lindsay, and if you don't know those two people, you've got to know them now. But they always like take a step back before you try to get into all of the technology of it and so forth. Just sit back and go, why? Why have you here tonight? Why are you learning about this? Why has this been put on your plate? Maybe it's time for you to try something new, get out of that comfort zone, or try to be that voice. Or again, I love the idea that Brianna Prep, there's so many different unique people. And like she said, we don't do all the same thing. Like that mastery chat, that is too fast for my brain. I can't. But the Dave and Schmitto, like with Jeff on Wednesdays, that's my thing. I can slow down and just relax. So if you need to, again, you have all our Twitter handles, reach out and say like, okay, is this good? And I would be willing to look over your application before you hit send, because sometimes you need that extra boost of love. So, but I'm also the high school teacher, like, don't. You can wait till group 3. Like, let somebody else, like Becky, get in again.
That's awesome. And yeah, no, I agree. If you have like if you are questioning anything, you want somebody to look over your application, again, like reach out. We've got 20 plus ambassadors, and they're all incredible. And I guarantee you they are absolutely willing to look something over or talk to you about it. And again, there is no cookie cutter. You have to be this and you have to know this in order to apply to be an ambassador. That's the best part, is the differences that everyone has and the perspectives that they bring. That's what makes this family so wonderful, because we get so many different perspectives, and you always have the support, and you're hearing things differently when you need to hear them differently. So it's not, again, there's not one thing you need to do or one thing you need to know in order to join. If you do the grid method, great. If you don't, that's great too. If you do standards-based grading, great. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to have that in your class, all of that in your classroom. Everybody does different things, and that's, again, what makes us the family that we are. Well, I believe we have been on for almost an hour and talking all about the ambassadors. I mean, I think we could stay on for like another 5 hours and just talk about this. Could be like our live all about the ambassadors. Just, bring different ambassadors on each time. It has been so incredible. Thank you all so much for joining me and taking time out of your Tuesday night. Thank you everyone who is watching and joined us in the comments. If you're, maybe just watching this later, or you're hearing it as a bonus podcast episode and you want to apply, applications open on February 8th, and they will be open for 3 weeks. So they'll be open until the 27th. If you go to the Teach Better site right now and you go to the ambassador site, there is a button you can click, and it will notify you when it'll actually start notifying you before the applications open, and then when they open, and then we'll remind you that they're closing soon, just so that you don't miss the opportunity to apply to be a part of this like incredible family. We thank you, Becky. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Danielle, so much for being here and sharing just, what the ambassador family and ambassador program and the Teach Better family has meant to you and, done for you. I appreciate it so, so, so much.
Thank you, Meghan.
We are out for tonight. Everybody enjoy your Tuesday, February 8th. You should all go and apply to be an ambassador, because we cannot wait to grow our family, and it is just going to be incredible, and you'd make a good fit for an ambassador. Give it a shot, apply, let us know if you have any questions, and we cannot wait to see your application. Bye, everybody.
Bye.